Hello everybody and welcome to this beautiful winter day in the Caribbean. 80 degrees out there, beautiful blue sky and nice sunshine. We are standing in front of Calinda newest development, Connection DR, located on the north coast of the Dominican Republic, about 20 minutes away from Puerto Plata Airport, in an area called Encuentro. This is a gated community with villas and condominium. Actually, our villas are already sold out, but we still have some beautiful 2 and 3 bedroom condos available for you. So today we're going to have a chat with one of the owners, Masaf, who is going to tell us why this is his favorite spot in the Dominican Republic. Hello, Masaf. Thank you for your time. So here we are on the beautiful Encuentro Beach. Masaf is one of our owners at Connection DR. So we just wanted to share a little bit about yourself and where you're from and how you ended up buying a property here in the Dominican Republic.
Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we are from Toronto, Canada, and we were used to coming to Punta Cana. Really liked the country, some of the offerings and beaches, but found that that was too touristy for living a little bit more permanent or semi-permanent life. North Coast would be a good option. So that's why we kind of chose North Coast. We were looking at Ecuador, but my wife said it'd be too long for kids to travel, because one of the things was travel distance from Toronto. So it's a very easy 4-hour flight, and there are lots of flights available, certainly every day. So it's very, very easy to get there. And then access to an airport was one of the reasons we looked at North Coast. And then we got connected with Calinda because of your guys' very, very good marketing and stuff that you have. But we still wanted to come and see it. So after seeing all of that, we thought, okay, seeing is believing, but you got to come feel it for yourself. So then we took a trip here and spent about a week time looking at Calinda, some of the projects, some of the development, some of the facilities and amenities, and talking to people. That made us decide to invest here.
So we are actually between Sosua and Cabarete, so a place called Encuentro. And you're very fan of this area, aren't you?
Yes,
yeah. So first of all, this is actually the surf capital of the Dominican Republic. There are some important competition that happens here, like the Master Surf reunion that is going to be in a few weeks. So some international events happening here. And you yourself, you're learning how to surf.
Yeah, I did. At this stage and age, I did pick up surfing. I took some lessons right here. And it was a beautiful day, and I would love to continue that, even kite surfing later. But amenities are tremendous for sports, water sports, year-round. You got great coaching, you got great crew here, you got a lot of facilities that you can see around and in Cabarete. And the good thing is this is 5 minutes from where we live. So it's not like, you can go any time of the day, come back anytime. The weather is changing, you go back, you feel like, then you can back in the water again.
Nice. And besides surfing, what else?
I think there's some great amenities in terms of food. So this is a foodie, I would say, capital, but a lot of good stuff is around the truck park, the surf lodge, this Coconuts restaurant here that we've tried. Cabarete has a lot of great options. So I think within like 15, 20 minutes, you can pretty much get what you need.
Nice.
And that's been another area. Yesterday we drove to Santiago.
Okay.
So we love the mountains and the road and the highway that cuts through it. It was about an hour and a half ride. So if you're missing IKEA, you can go to Santiago.
How was the driving?
The driving was good. The road was not very busy. The speed, people drive fast. So first time, so I was getting used to it. But on the way back, I was driving like that. I was more comfortable.
Nice. And by the way, if you don't feel comfortable driving, we also provide a shuttle bus service. So the shuttle bus, I don't know if you ever used it, but it actually stops by the entrance of Connections, and it goes both way to Cabarete and Calinda and Sosua.
My wife has that shuttle bus schedule on our fridge, so we see it every time. I think a few months ago it wasn't there, at least here. Now it's like few times a day, so it's very, very handy for grocery shopping, visiting. If you don't have a car, you're here for a short term. So I think that's a great amenity.
Nice. And I mean, many people wonder, okay, you go and live in a different country, you know, how is the everyday life? Because it's different when you go from like an all-inclusive resort other when you are more independent. So tell us about what your expectation was and what the reality is, and how you find it. You feel safe?
I think I found that, some of the facilities and amenities provided by Calinda help bridge that gap. There is a transition, but that transition was made it very, very easy. Number one is security. So I find that when we walk around the community, even late at night, the security guards at every corner, I've been seeing over 4 months now, they are there. They perform their duty diligently. We feel very, very safe inside. Even outside, we feel safe. You need to know a bit of Spanish, which we're picking up and taking some lessons. But Plero is a great supermarket to find stuff. There's others, Sirene and Cabarete, Janet's, where you can get all the everyday stuff you're looking for. But I think some of the amenities that are provided by Calinda do help bridge the gap, including pool, lawn service, maintenance, and some of the other help.
Nice. And do you use our water park? Have you been? Our tennis courts?
I've been there many times. I'm looking forward to it, using it. My son is coming next week with his friends, and they will be heavily using it. And the other children, when they come, obviously, they'll be big users for that. That was also a big draw for us, going to the main Calinda and taking care of the Castaway restaurant and all the amenities around.
I know Encuentro here is a very international community. You've seen people from all over the world. So have you made friends here, or?
This morning at breakfast, we went to the bakery here. On our table across was a gentleman from Ireland. Next to him was somebody from Switzerland. They both lived here 10 years of their 10 years off and on. So we made good connections and friends with. I think it's just a matter of getting out, knowing more people. This is very, very sort of populated by expats and water sports lovers and people who love DR. And we're kind of catching up with them, learning from them.
Yeah, and I think life here is very social. Every you walk around, you see people, everybody's in good mood, and I think the weather helps a lot.
Weather helps a lot. I think we even talked to our folks who work in Connections area, Calinda folks, even the daily conversations are around how's the weather, learning Spanish, how are they doing. So I think there's a lot of interaction, and you just in a relaxed pace, so you're almost compelled to take things easy. So it's a good way to sort of unwind and live a life at a different pace.
Yes. And not many people realize, as you say, how many activities there are here. So really you're only bored if you want to. There's so many things to.
We started a yoga here, not far from here, and yoga facing the ocean, outdoors. Where else would you get that? And very, very affordable. A lot of the things are available at other places, may they not be as affordable or as frequent as you'd like. Yeah. But here we find it very, very affordable. It's available twice a week. We're starting doing yoga, and it's right on the beach.
And how, now you mentioned about costs, how do you find the cost of living here? Even going to groceries, how do you compare to Canada, for example, where you're from?
I think there's a significant discount here compared to Canada in terms of pricing various things, restaurants and buying stuff. Hard to put a number, but I'd say maybe, 40%, 20 to 40%. Could be even more depending on what you like and if it's imported or it's local. So that's the other thing, is going local, finding the local produce and trying to understand what is in season that you need to get.
Yeah.
But I find a good discount right away. Yeah.
And nice fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh smoothies. Oh yes. And by the way, this is our winter, so yes.
This is the winter.
This is the winter. Yes.
Exactly. A lot of produce we consumed in Canada always used to say grown in Dominican Republic. So now we're here.
Now straight from the source. Obviously here we are on Encuentro, which is a surfing beach. But I know if you walk down a little bit, there are some really nice bays as well where you can swim. What other beaches do you visit in the area?
So we visit Cabarete Beach, the Kite Beach. In between, it's the same beach, but in between Cabarete and our Sosua, there's another beach right next to traffic light. I don't know what the area is. We've done that. We've been on the other side as well, across Seahorse Ranch, and then the Coconuts restaurant. They have a small beach, and that's also very nice. And the big beach in Sosua, right? So I think there's a lot of stuff here, depending on your taste, and the beaches vary. Some are sandy, some are coral reef, and then there's a break in there. So depending on what you want to do, the beaches are contiguous, and I think they're owned by the state or by the government. So anybody and everybody has access to a beach, which is a great thing. I think beaches are not private here, as far as
yes, and that does not happen, everywhere in the world nowadays.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So, Masaf, you own a beautiful villa in Connection. Unfortunately, our lots for villas are all sold out, but we still have some really nice condos there, 2 and 3 bedrooms. It can sound a little bit scary, let's say, to go and buy and purchase a property in another country. So how was the process for you? Did you feel confident all the time? How was the update information? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's an initial fear. There's a reluctance because you don't know the laws. You're working and doing a large transaction in a foreign country. Maybe perhaps a good part of your savings and future depends on it. So there is a natural nervousness, right? The way we try to go about and work well for us, that we work with one of the agents here who happened to be from Canada. And then Steve, I think your sales manager, we met him our first time. We became very friendly with him. He was very friendly and honest and came across as somebody who would guide us and protect the transaction and integrity. And we found that the process worked well. There were some delays, no question about it, due to pandemic and other things. But I would say on the whole, we never lost track of the fact that Calinda would deliver the promise, the product, the way we wanted it. And the whole team, the staff, the decoration, the architects, everybody was very much available and forthcoming with us.
Perfect. So is there any tips that, you would give to somebody that is maybe watching us now and thinking, I think I might want to go for it? What tips would you give them?
I mean, I would say that, the best thing is seeing is believing that, do all the research, but please try to come here at least once, spend some time, let's say in a Calinda community where you can rent something or close by. Explore the area, explore the beaches, explore all the offerings we've talked about, and then be very comfortable, ask all the right questions, meet with your lawyer, find a lawyer, meet with the lawyer. They're available, we can recommend, or you guys can recommend. And then once you are comfortable with a certain design, certain product, and the price, then make a move. Don't just do it by the web and research, but kind of spend some time on the ground.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having a chat with you, and it's a pleasure to welcome you in our community, Masaf.
So
welcome to Calinda.
Thank you.